I've been working on the button band for a while now, and it's almost finished, but I don't know if you can see it clearly, but I think that the button band is slightly too long for the body. So I think that for now I'm gonna keep on knitting it and finish it. And then when I pick up the stitches for the other button band, where the buttonholes will be placed, I think I'm gonna pick up and skip one stitch more frequently, so that the number of stitches that I will pick up in total is less than on this first button band. And then I just hope that when I block this, it will even out. But so far, I don't know. It didn't take me that long to knit the button band, but I'm here now, and I would prefer not to unravel it. I hope I won't need to. I think that making a button band is a bit tricky sometimes, but I'm very eager to finish this one.
A few moments later.
Okay, so here we are. I finished the first button band, and it's actually too long. Let me show you guys. So it curves down a bit, which means that it's too long for the front panel, which is a bit annoying, but not sure what I'm gonna do right now. I counted the number of stitches, and there are 136 stitches. So for the other button band, I skipped every 7th stitch, and for this side I skipped every ninth it's a difficult word to say, every ninth stitch. Somehow, I'm not sure how, but this side I have picked up 133 stitches, which means I only reduced this side by 3, which is not, I don't know, I think that's too little. So I think I'm gonna redo this side. I think I'm gonna skip every 6th stitch. I think that the number of stitches will not reduce by that much, but I think it would be a better pickup rate for this. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so I'm almost done with this button band, and I'm just testing it out with a couple of buttons that I already have, but I'm not sure I'm gonna use them. But I found one mistake in my buttonhole planning, so to say. I'm very annoyed with myself, but I accidentally, I don't know, I found it really hard or difficult to calculate how far I wanted the buttons to be. And so unfortunately this last buttonhole is placed a bit too low, so, or not too low, but the distance between and this upper button here, it's larger than these, so it's gonna look very uneven. And now I'm trying to figure out what I should do, because I don't want to unravel this, because I'm already gonna unravel this side, and I'm just not very sure. Also because when you're making the buttonholes, it's like you have to work with the second thread. I'm not really eager to do that, so I don't know. I think I'm gonna finish this and just see how it will look when I place out all of the buttons. I'm gonna sort it out somehow. Almost getting there, I think. Today's Monday, so I want to be finished by Thursday evening, so this can dry until Saturday, so we'll see. I just wanted to show you guys that I'm finished with the vest. It's so squishy and so soft, but even though it's finished, I think I'm gonna undo this button band because let me show you guys. Basically all of the buttonholes are not placed evenly, so now I'm trying to count how many rows I have between these upper ones and if I can adjust it slightly down here so that it's not too obvious. I think that when I measured it using a ruler, it seemed to be more of an issue down here. So I think that if I undo this lower part and then block it to make it more even, then I think it will be fine. I'm gonna try and see how I will do this the most efficiently. And also, before I forget, I was at the button shop and it was a bit difficult for me to find the right buttons that I wanted for this vest. Originally, I found a few buttons that I have at home and they're actually really pretty, but I only have 4 of them, which is very annoying. So I thought that I would go to the button shop to find any good buttons, and I found a couple of them and decided for one, but I'm not sure. I was really sold on this other button, but I think that the ones that I bought, they might work, but I might go to Yllotyl and Olssons Tyger just to see if I can find any better option. I think I'm gonna call Yllotyl actually to see if they have those buttons in stock, because on the website they don't have it. I think they mostly show their online stock, so I will try to call them and see if I'm successful or not, but I'm not sure. Either way, I think I have at least these 5 buttons that I bought today. Yeah, we'll see. So yesterday, as you saw, I finished my Roma vest and I'm so happy. I really worked overtime this week and probably last week as well with this vest because I really wanted to finish it for tomorrow, which is a Saturday. The reason why, I think I mentioned it before, but I'm not sure because these days my weeks and days, they all like flow together. So I'm not sure what I told you guys and what I haven't. But anyway, tomorrow my sister and I and also one of my friends, we will go together to the Sy och Hantverksfestivalen. If I translate it literally, it's the sewing and handicraft fair. Basically, it's a big event for all the different handmade crafts and a place where you can buy a lot of yarn amongst other things. And my sister and I have been to that event 2 times before. Last time was in February this year, so they have it twice a year in Stockholm at least. I'm not sure about the other cities. So I'm gonna get up early tomorrow and head to Stockholm for that. I haven't sewn on the buttons yet, but I will do it tonight. I think it's still drying because it's a pretty thick garment, which is making me a bit nervous for tomorrow because it tends to be quite hot in that event or that place where we're gonna be at. And yeah, we'll see. But I'm gonna wear it with a t-shirt. So I thought I would show you the outfit tomorrow. But about the buttons, I'm so happy. I actually found the button that I wanted and they had 4 left. So I selected one of those so that it would match the set of mine. And so now I have 5 buttons of this type and I'm gonna use it for my vest actually. So about those other buttons that I got earlier this week, I'm gonna use them for something else. It's fine, they're cute, so I'm gonna use them. Also, if you remember from my other vlog,
I was gonna sew this inner lining for my knitted bag. I haven't done that yet. So I thought since now I have nothing to knit on, I'm gonna do that today, this evening. I mean, honestly, I don't really need to, but I kind of want to, so we'll see how I will do that. I want to start my new knitting project right away because it would be nice to have something when I travel to Stockholm tomorrow. And the next project in line is my Lindgren sweater, which I have been waiting for since we came back from Copenhagen. I'm gonna start making another swatch because I did a swatch before, but I wasn't happy about it. So we'll see. I guess that's it. See you tomorrow.
I decided not to finish the bag. I don't know. I don't think it goes with my outfit for tomorrow. And I'm just very tired. I just want to have a nice, quiet evening. But I did actually start a new swatch for my Lindgren sweater. And I think I'm gonna go with this needle size 5.5. You're supposed to use 6.0. I'm gonna knit in the medium size, so it will be slightly smaller. That's my plan. I haven't sewn the buttons on yet, but I need to do that. And it's still not dry, so I will also turn it around and continue drying it for tomorrow. Yeah. Det är ingen fara.
I've already filmed this video where I review my test knitting experience, but when I looked back on that footage, I didn't sound that happy, but I was happy. I felt like it would be nicer to just redo this recording. So here I am. This is future Jessie, and I've been wearing this Roma vest for quite some time now. It's been a couple of weeks. And so I think that I can actually make a more proper review of this pattern now that it's been a while. So I knitted the Roma vest by Mochi Knits, as you know, and it is just a really lovely pattern, which results in a lovely garment. We were supposed to finish this knit within 4 weeks. I couldn't do that. I finished mine within 5 weeks, which is a bit too late, but there were 2 reasons why that happened. And the first thing was that I had actually mistaken the date for the deadline, which was supposed to be on the 20th of, let's see, it's 20th of October, but I mistaken it for the 30th of October. It's difficult to say that word, but yeah. So it was my bad. Claudia, the person behind Mochi Knits, she was really kind about it. I don't think she even mentioned anything about it. And we had this constant communication, so she knew where I was in the pattern. And I think that by the end of the testing period, I think that she already had all the things that she needed to know, which was good for my part. So I just tried to finish it within a reasonable time. Also because I wanted to make sure that this was finished before the craft fair. And also the second reason why I couldn't complete it before the deadline was because I have been really busy, unfortunately. It's also good, I think, because other than the fact that I have a regular job, I also been doing things privately, meeting up with friends and family and doing other stuff. So yeah, it's just been a lot. And I think that for future test knits, I think I should just do it during the spring when we have a lot of days off, or even during the summer when we have our vacation. So yeah, for that reason, it wasn't that great when I was stressed, but overall, I really enjoyed my experience doing a test knit. And it was fun to help somebody with their pattern. So I would totally do it again, just not now. So I used the Isayer silk mohair together with knitting for olive merino. And I think that this combination creates this lovely squishy texture in the fabric. I think that it might be a bit too thick, so I think I'm only gonna use it when it's more cold outside. If I would knit this again, I might want to use a blown yarn if that's available. I'm very pleased that the silk mohair isn't itchy at all, because I find that most mohairs actually itch on me. So I'm glad that I found another silk mohair that I can use. This is the second pattern by Mochi Knits that I'm knitting to, and I find her patterns always very detailed, and I really like her style of writing. And she also includes small pictures of, for example, in which direction you're supposed to pick up stitches for the shoulder. And for me, who is a visual learner, that's a really good thing. So I really appreciate her effort in making this type of pattern, because I know that it takes a lot of time. Even though this is slightly above beginner level, I think that because it's very detailed and clear, I think it's easy for anyone to follow. So I guess that's everything about my review. If I have any details, they will be written on my Ravelry page under the notes. So if you're interested in knitting this pattern, I will leave some links down below. Yeah, today I'm at home. That's because I have some pain in my foot, so I can't really walk anywhere. But that gives me an opportunity to continue on with my knitting. So I didn't show you guys, but I had a small break with blogging. But I started my Lindgren sweater. For the first time, I'm trying a Fair Isle technique. It's just a really simple one. And I think it's going fine, but I dropped my marker. I think it's going fine, but I think that it's a bit difficult to see if I'm doing the color changes too tightly. So I'm asking my sister, because she already knitted this one, but I'm not sure if I have the correct tension. It's a bit tight when I pull it, but I don't think it's supposed to be too loose either. I'm not sure. I might have done the first row a bit too tight.
So yeah, I'm a bit confused. I should have put a lifeline here, but I didn't, so I don't know. Also, for me, it's a bit difficult to see if it's puckering because of the ribbed edge. That also creates a sort of puckering. I might just unravel these 3 rows. We'll see. But so far, I'm really enjoying this. I come this far and it's going really fast because I'm using a 5.5 millimeter needle. I had to size down half a size because I didn't really like the fabric with the 6.0 millimeter needle. I think this is a lot better when I made the gauge swatch. So I'm knitting the size medium in hope that it will be slightly smaller so that I will have a size between small and medium. Hello everybody, or good evening. I guess it's quite late, so I'm about to head to bed. But I just wanted to make an update on my Lindgren sweater. And as you can see, I knitted a lot since last time. I don't know, it's so fast knitting this because I'm knitting in the round. I'm using a larger needle. You heard this before, but it's so fun. It's really fun to knit this. And I'm just like another row. I just want to make another row. And then, I don't know. So I think that every day I tend to knit about one section like this. So today I made actually all of this. Also, I divided the front and back. So now I'm working on the front. So the body is like, I'm getting there. It looks super big and it's gonna grow slightly after blocking as well. And maybe I should have done this smaller size. I was afraid that because my gauge was a bit off, that this would be too tight on me if I selected this smaller size. I went with the actual size for my circumference. Maybe it will fit me nicely without being too big. I also thought I would show you guys my plans. So right now I'm making the body and I'm gonna keep the length. But for the arms, I always tend to knit shorter arms. So I'm gonna skip this last, I don't know, section and just make 3 stripes instead. And hopefully that will be the perfect length for me. I'm not sure when I'm gonna finish this, but yeah, we'll see.
So I wanted to have a recap of the Sy och Hantverksfestivalen, the handicraft fair. Anyway, the event was last weekend. It started on Friday and then ended on Sunday. My sister and I and my friend, we went on this Saturday. We were there at 10, so bright and early, and that's because we wanted to make sure we had the full experience and also got the chance to sign up for a workshop that they had there. The event had many different workshops during the 3 different days. It's everything from knitting, carving. There were loads of workshops, but the workshop that we wanted to visit was the yarn dyeing workshop. So we rushed to the workshop space and signed up. At 11, we got our chance to do the yarn coloring, and we used some cold dye. I'm not sure what brand or what kind of chemicals were used. Anyway, it was super fun. A bit difficult because when I applied the dye to the yarn, I didn't make it even, so there's some variation in the yarn, which is actually pretty nice. For the color, it was also very difficult to select the color because I hadn't planned that in beforehand. So I got inspired by the person who helped us. She had a really pretty shawl around her shoulders with a lovely green, and I like green, so I opted for that type of color. So you could choose between, I think it was 4 different yarn types. So they had some merino wool, some mohair, and 2 different sock yarns. I think all of us selected the sock yarn with the tweed. After workshop, we continued our shopping. As always, it's really overwhelming to go to these places because there's just like a lot of people, a lot of different booths with a lot of yarn, and I don't know, it was quite difficult for me to picture what I really wanted. And also, I think that quite often when you find hand-dyed yarn, they're quite bright and colorful, and usually that's not my type of color palette. So I found it a bit difficult to figure out how I could use, for example, like a multicolored yarn, how I could use that for an everyday sweater. I know a lot of people also knit socks or make shawls or scarves, but I'm not really into that as of now. But I did find yarn and bought some as well, and they're more suited to my color palette, so I'm very pleased with my purchases. One yarn booth that I wanted to visit was Fingerborg. I have been to her store before in Stockholm. I made that cumulus cardigan in one of my earlier vlogs, so I knew I wanted to visit her and buy some more yarn of her, and I found a really nice shade of gray in the color potato. So it's like a bit like dirt color, which doesn't sound that appealing at all, but I thought that it was the color that I wanted for one of my next projects, which is a cardigan, which is the Sakuri cardigan. And then I also found it's another Swedish brand called Yarnwick, and they're from the west coast in Gothenburg. So I bought some really soft Gotland sheep yarn in 2 different colors, brown and blue. And I have actually thought of this yarn color combination before for my Olga sweater by Petite Knit. I hope I bought enough. It wasn't that expensive at all compared to the hand-dyed yarn that I bought from Fingerborg. And then I think I bought some wool for nålfiltning. And I should have written this down, but now I'm just talking from my memory. But anyway, we had a great time. I think that if we had gone for 2 days or 3 days, I would have done more workshops. If I compare to the other times that I went to this fair, which was back in February and also last year in October, I think that this time I did my best conscious purchases. I'm more sure of what I like, what I want to do with the yarn, and how to think. So it's only getting better from here. But now I feel like I bought a lot of yarn. So that was my small recap, short and sweet. Yeah, that's it.